What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the debut, highly anticipated mixtape that finally dropped just the other day. I was able to get my hands on an advanced copy, don't ask me how, but it happened. It's called the new CALassic. Definitely, I thought a stab at Iggy Azalea there, even though they appear to be friends on social media and that sort of thing, so I'm not exactly sure. Cal takes a lot of risks, a lot of shots on this thing, calling out some other rappers, calling out the haters on this thing, and it makes for a really enjoyable and kind of a hilarious experience through and through. Now, Cal actually...
Hey, buddy!
Hey, friend. Cal actually is one of the best, probably up-and-coming YouTube rappers. He has seen a lot of success with his singles Coco. Did not really care for the remix, though, featuring Filthy Frank and Pink Guy. Just a little bit too out there for Cal's taste. Like I believe Fantano even mentioned, I don't think he exactly knew what Pink Guy and Filthy Frank were talking about. A brief overview of Mr. Cal Chuchesta. He is the roommate of the internet's busiest music nerd, Anthony Fantano. And now a lot of people do pit Anthony as the bad guy, and I do a lot of the time as well because he's just so cruel to Chuchesta. But I think Chuchesta's playing the game here, honestly. Fantano has 500,000 subscribers at this point, and Cal is easily able to work his way into some of these reviews, do promo for the mixtape. Obviously, it's shot to #1 over on the Audiomack charts, so my theory is that Chuchesta is just sticking it out, doing this whole roommate thing, so he can thrive off of the success, kind of leech off of the success of Fantano's channel. So who's playing who? That's the real question here. Without any further ado, I just want to kind of jump into this and talk about and dissect some of the tracks on this thing, what I liked and what didn't quite hit home for me.
Oh no! The ARTV review! Oh no!
Could you not, Cal? Please?
Oh no!
I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited for this mixtape. He had been teasing it for so long. I mean, we got Coco like a year ago. I was throwing up on a Tuesday, then came Hot Dinner, Parody, Friend from the Apple Store, and finally we get a mixtape announcement. I believe it came along with Friend from the Apple Store, which made great use, I thought, of Numbers on the Board, the instrumental from the Pusha T LP from a few years ago, and I believe Tyler, the Creator, also used it on his Buffalo single from his latest record, Cherry Bomb. Whenever I really start to like this mixtape is whenever I see Chuchesta going in and just really getting it on some of these tracks, seeing that passion that he has for things like food, or else getting rid of the haters, kind of silencing the haters, and of course his passion for the family of Smiths, the Will Smith, Jaden Smith, and of course the Willow Smith clan. A lot of people are going to disagree with what Cal has to say on this mixtape, but I think that a lot of it is pretty important, and some of the stuff is just absolutely hysterical. Now, Parody is a legitimately great song. I feel like it's really catchy. It's got a certain snap about it. It uses a beat from the latest Drake mixtape, which I thought was great. Kind of has a nice change up in there, and Cal didn't exactly know how to react to the change up, kind of like how he just kind of sat back on Hot Dinner and just kind of watched the beat ride out, and I thought that that was kind of an interesting artistic choice. A few of the moments here I just don't quite agree with, but more often than not, Cal is going in. I really like the connected flow that this mixtape has. There's something about it that just has a definite opening part and a definite closer. The intro on this thing is absolutely hilarious, done by apparently someone that Cal found off of Instagram. You Ain't Packin' Meat, I believe, is the username. And it's just, it's kind of, I think, a satirical take on some of the rappers that have these like big, really massive, and just try to be super serious and get everyone pumped up for the mixtape type thing. And I think that Cal had someone on that did a great job of getting everyone pumped up for the new CALassic. And then of course you've got some of your hard-hitting songs right off the bat. You kind of mix things up right in the middle of this mixtape with kind of like Mr. Dutyhead calling from the record label, kind of getting Chuchesta on board and apparently signing him to every record label in the world, promising him women, fame, and of course riches to just kind of get him on board. And it seems like Cal is kind of being twisted by the mainstream here. I'm not exactly sure if this was 100% Cal. There's a lot of rumors going around that Anthony Fantano himself ghostwrites for Cal, and a lot of people are saying that it's kind of the other way around. Cal is ghostwriting for others, and I'm not exactly sure what to believe at this point. Anyways, he gets a little bit more lighthearted in nature right towards the middle of this thing after Mr. Dutyhead's first message, and then of course Parody, where he kind of goes off on the haters, sees him legitimately mad, along with the track I Am Angry, but we'll get to that one in just a minute. Be My Bae Bae is not one that I'm really a fan of. Sees Cal kind of doing a take on a love song, kind of throwing some singing and stuff in there because he realizes that all of the great rapmen sing, and I really like that how he kind of discusses in his own head. He talks to the voice that's in his head, and that kind of does a lot with the kind of the ad-libs that pop up here and some of the backing vocals, kind of like a hype man. It's kind of like the voices in his own head work as a hype man here on this thing, and I think that it pays off more often than not. Some of them are absolutely hysterical. Sad Boy is absolutely heartbreaking once you actually kind of dive into the lyrical content here, and I can't help but laugh at some of it. I'm sorry, Cal. I'm really sorry, but a lot of this stuff was just whenever he goes off about SpongeBob and about the squirrel having to go and live underwater. It's just torture, and he just doesn't understand why. It's in every episode. I just absolutely lost it. Later in the mixtape, he gets brought in for an OG radio interview where they want him to do a freestyle, and they're trying to find beats for him. They're saying that, you know, the last time that they had to break into the vault to find a beat that somebody really liked because nothing was working for Chuchesta. He just wasn't feeling any of the beats that they were breaking out live on the air. He wanted to spit a freestyle for everyone. And finally, we break out Will Smith's Get Jiggy With It. And Cal, of course, says, that's my beat. And of course, hops on the track, and I thought absolutely killed it. He's kind of all over the place. Even took a stab, another stab possibly, at Iggy Azalea on this track with all the kind of gibberish that he was speaking at one point. Pretty sure that that was meant to be kind of a take on like that kind of meltdown that she had whenever she was trying to do a freestyle kind of live in person, and it just turned into a bunch of babbling nonsense. So I think maybe Cal is a little bit more insightful than a lot of people are giving him credit for. Unfortunately, the radio crew, they were brutally honest with him, and it actually inspired a really good track, but they just kind of said that they weren't really feeling the freestyle, they weren't into it. And then we get the excellent track I Am Angry, which of course features the instrumental of Bitch, You Guessed It. It's one of those tracks that just sees Cal like I have never seen him before. I had no idea that he had this kind of presence and aura, or that he could on a track, and it just sees him going off. I think that he rides this beat really, really well. It's not exactly a super long track, but at the same time it doesn't need to be for Chuchesta to get his points across. His raps are solid, he's confident in them, he believes in himself, and I think that's what really matters here. It sees him being a little bit more vulnerable right after that, because we get the track I Need My Friends, which features a few rappers like 3 Pac that I'm not really exactly that fond of. Cal does good on his part of the track, and you know, some of the guests have some okay lines here and there, and that's kind of how I feel about some of the guests on this record in general. I like the original version of Coco a whole lot more than the one that featured like Filthy Frank and Pink Guy. Just a little bit too, they don't fit with Cal's style. Cal is like the Will Smith of 2015, just because he keeps it clean, he keeps it family friendly, he knows what he wants to get across to the people, and of course that's a lot of the time, more often than not, something that's rather innocent in nature. And I don't think Cal exactly understood exactly what the original song Coco was talking about. He discusses his love for hot chocolate here on this thing, and I think that Filthy Frank and Pink Guy kind of took advantage of him there. Throwing Up on a Tuesday, another one that just put a nice spin on a track that I originally could not stand, and then Chuchesta comes in and kills it with just, you can kind of feel his pain. He's had some Halloween candy, he's in fact had way too much of the Halloween candy, and he's found himself throwing up on a Tuesday. What I'm getting at is that all of this kind of adds up to this final track where Cal breaks down finally and says that I need my friends. He's practically crying out to his friends to just come in and save him here on this track. And I don't doubt that Cal has a good core group of friends. I don't know if maybe some of them kind of play him for a fool and that sort of thing. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Cal Chuchesta. But I Need My Friends is just another one of those moments that really makes you cringe just because you see Fantano kind of come in, slash the tires of Cal's dreams here. Just make the man cry. You bring him to the point of tears because he's been working on this mixtape for so long. Overall for this thing though, I'm just...
10 out of 10. Play the mixtape again. 10 out of 10.
Cal.
Play the mixtape again.
You're not going to
10
influence
out
my
of 10.
decision if
Play the
you just keep
mixtape
saying
again.
it over
10 out of
and
10. Play
over
the mixtape
again.
again.
Why
10
did I
out of
even
10.
let you...
Play the mixtape
Cal,
again.
dude, just shut.
10 out of 10. Play
I don't
the
even go
mixtape
on a scale
again.
of 10.
10
For
out
me,
of 10.
personally,
Play the
feeling a
mixtape
4
again.
out of 5
10
for
out
the
of
new
10.
Cal
Play the
Chuchesta
mixtape
mixtape,
again.
the new CALassic. If you haven't heard this hot new mixtape, which is legitimately, no jokes here, is actually a really entertaining piece of work. It's something that I found myself laughing my ass off to half of the time, and just imagining, well, you know what, I'm not even, it's like Santa Claus at this point. If you haven't learned the whole Fantano Cal thing yet, then I'm not going to put the two puzzle pieces together for you. Let me know your thoughts on the new CALassic in the comments section down below, and of course hit the like button on this video. Thank you to Cal Chuchesta, even though he was pretty annoying all throughout this review. Thanks to him for appearing in it, and of course you can check out his mixtape linked down below. Of course, if there's any other albums that you would like for me to check out and maybe give a review to, let sound off in the comment section down below. Other than that, you can click here to go to my second channel, here to go to my last review, and yeah, I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.